Hi, I'm Pat.
And I'm Sam.
And this is the Pat and Sam Show.
And Lucy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Pat.
And I'm Sam. And today we're talking about body awareness.
We breathe, we move, we walk, we run, and we play all day. But how often do we think about what our body is doing when it's doing?
Right now, look at your hands. You can open and close our hands. Go ahead, try it. Open and close. Open and close.
Your bones and muscles and skin and nerves and all sorts of things that make your hand able to open and close. Amazing, right?
Check it out. You've been blinking this entire time throughout this video. Maybe 50 times since it started. Blink, blink, blink. Now that you're thinking about it, it's kind of hard to forget that it's happening. But even if you were to forget, your body would keep blinking.
Right now, you're breathing. Your body's breathing all the time without you having to think about it. Oxygen coming in and oxygen going out all day. Even when you forget about breathing, your body will still continue to breathe. And when you remember, well, you'll still continue to breathe.
You can bring peace to your mind by bringing attention to your body. Even if you're feeling really excited or anxious, bringing attention to the body can help relax us and bring us a sense of peace.
So today we're going to be working with some clay, and we're going to actually make it ourselves. And we're going to be using the clay to visualize what it's like for our body to be doing what it's doing. So we're going to go gather up the stuff to create our own homemade clay. Feel free to pause the video and go ahead and gather up all your stuff. Also, if you have Play-Doh or something like that laying around, you can use that same thing for our next exercise. Go grab the stuff to make the clay. The recipe will be in the description of this video down below. Or grab your Play-Doh, and we're going to set up at our table and get ready to make some clay and do a really cool activity.
Let's go.
Okay, we got all of our stuff. For our clay recipe, we've got our flour, we've got our salt, we've got oil, and we've got some water.
So first we'll start with a cup of flour. Grab a measuring cup from our mixing bowl. We're going to start with a cup of flour. I'm going to put my cup inside the mixing bowl.
Okay, so 1 cup of flour and dump it in. And then we've got a cup of salt. 1 level cup of salt and dump it in. We'll mix the flour and the salt so it's pretty even.
The next ingredient to join in is a tablespoon of oil. My tablespoon measure, and I'm doing it over the mixing bowl just in case I spill. Right to the top, pour that in.
So our oil's in there, and we're gonna mix that in.
So next we're slowly adding a 1/4 cup of water. Keep mixing while we add it in.
So I'm just mixing and mixing until it gets to the point where it is all together. So see, I mixed it all up nice and even. It's not too wet, not too dry. You can kind of see the salt crystals in there. And it's just like clay. When I press on it, it keeps its shape.
This is the part where you can add food coloring, but we're gonna keep ours a natural colored.
Okay, so we got all of our stuff out of the way, wiped down our table a little bit, and the clay should be all formed together. So I'm gonna take it out, pop it on our table, move everything else out of the way so we can do our little activity. And yeah, pretty much feels like clay.
Wow, yeah. Let's split it in half.
Okay.
So it's pretty easy. It's about even.
Looks about even. I make a lot of bread sometimes, so I want to eat this. But it probably tastes really, really salty.
Let's not eat the clay.
Yeah, this is definitely not dough. Now that you have your clay, and if you have a friend, you split it in half, and there's plenty of clay to go around. Let's talk about the different kinds of ways that we use our body, where normally we're doing it automatically. One way that we use our bodies automatically is to breathe. When we breathe, we inhale and we expand our chest. And when we exhale, we deflate and our chest goes down. What does the clay look like when it expands? And what does the clay look like when it deflates? Let's try it out. What does it look like when the clay expands? We can stretch it out. So, as we take a nice deep breath, let's inhale and stretch the clay out. And as we exhale, it goes down just like our chest. Let's do that again. We inhale, our chest expands, it stretches out. And as we exhale, it goes back in. One more time, squish my clay together. And as we inhale, it expands. And as we exhale, it goes down. Now you notice when you expand really quickly, it kind of breaks apart, right? So when we breathe, we want to be mindful, thinking about the clay and how when we breathe deeply and mindfully, it stays together. You can kind of visualize this in your day and in the clay. So inhale, nice and slow. And then exhale, bring it back together. One more time, the challenge is to keep the clay together. Inhale. And exhale. Cool. And that's breathing.
Now that the clay is nice and warm from breathing with it, you might notice it's more flexible. Our bodies are like that too. Do you ever notice in the morning when you wake up, you feel stiff and kind of like it's hard to move? But as you move around and stretch a bit, you become more flexible and you're just able to move with more ease. So let's make kind of like a body shape with the clay by placing it on the table and just rolling it out to a cylinder. A cylinder looks like almost like a paper towel roll. Okay. And then we can stretch that body up towards the sky. Bend it over to the right. Bend it over to the left. And bring it back down. Swoosh. Let's try that out on our bodies. Leave your clay on the table. Arms reach up towards the sky, stretching tall. And then we'll bend over to the right. Bend over to the left. And bring it back down. Those are some of my favorite stretches in the morning. So let's try a new shape now. We'll start with the cylinder shape that we had before. Rolling the clay out. Make it a little short. And then push in the sides so it's nice and even. And then we'll press down on top to create a flat top and flat bottom. Flip it over halfway, pressing down on the top once more. And then continue doing that until you create 4 flat-ish sides, like the legs of a table. So you have a square-ish shape. Okay. All right. So my other favorite move is a twist. So we're holding the bottom and the top. We'll twist the clay to the left and then twist the clay to the right. Nice, we have a spiral.
Cool.
Let's try that out with our bodies. Leaving the clay on the table, arms come up to the sky, and we'll twist to the left. Hands can come down, just careful not to get anything dirty with your flowery hands. Back up through the middle, take a deep breath in, and breathing out, we'll twist right. Now your spine is like a spiral. Back up through center. Good work.
Nice. I feel very stressed out. I'm more loose now. And you'll see as you play with the clay, the warmer it gets, the more malleable or able to stretch and make shapes it has. So if you want it to be less malleable, if it's kind of breaking apart in your hands, you can just leave it on the table for a little bit. It will cool down. And if you want it to be even cooler, you can always stick it in the fridge for a couple minutes and it'll cool down and then you'll be able to make more shapes. Okay, let's talk about patience. One way that clay can teach us patience is because it takes some time to get something into the right shape that you want. So what I want you to do is take the clay and let's roll it out. So we have a nice long cylinder. You might have smaller hands than me, but I'm gonna go with about 1, 2, 3 palms. Maybe yours is a little bit longer, maybe it's 4 palms. And now break the cylinder into 10 equal parts. Here's how we're gonna do it. First, split it in half. 5 plus 5 is 10, right? So we're gonna split this one into 5 pieces and this one into 5 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And with this piece, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have 10 equal pieces. So we're going to do kind of a breathing exercise, but also an exercise in patience. Let's roll all of our pieces into a ball, each little ball, and then just place them in a circle, right? It's going to take a little time, so have some patience with me and follow along, right? So let's take the first piece and we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, roll it into a ball. I'm just using my hands in between my palms to roll it around. I'm moving both palms in kind of a circle. And when you feel you got it, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, it's kind of a sphere or a ball. Place it down. Okay, that's it. Let's do that 9 more times. So pick up another piece, inhale, and as you exhale, roll it into a ball. And take it and place it down. Maybe we'll make 2 rows. How about that? And Sam and I play with clay all the time, so if it takes you more than 1 breath, that's totally cool. Go at your own pace. Inhale, pick up a piece, and exhale, roll it into a ball. Really think about how the clay feels in your hands, how the air feels moving out of your body. Place it down. Take up another piece, inhale, and exhale. Nice work. Another one. One more time, inhale. Place it in your hand and exhale. And place it down. Inhale and exhale. Sam and I are using our breath, and you can hear us breathing out. We're doing that on purpose. It actually feels really nice to audibly exhale. So go for it. Inhale, pick up a piece. And exhale. Roll. Place it down. And inhale. And exhale. Almost have 2 rows. Inhale. And exhale. Place it down. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And we've got 10 neat little spheres.
Oh, I made a circle.
They're still little spheres.
They are.
And you did make a lovely circle. I made 2 rows. Sam made 2 circles. Nice job exercising patience. Patience, especially when doing tedious things. The word tedious means doing the same thing over and over again. Sometimes you have to do homework or chores. And this is doing the same thing 10 times in a row. So good job. Next time you have to do the same thing over and over again, remember the clay. This is really great. Just press it into your hands. It feels good, right?
It does.
So you can kind of think about when you're playing with it, what it feels like in between your hands. And if there's ever a time where you're thinking a lot or you just want to calm down, you have this clay now that you can just take out of the fridge and just kind of play with. You don't even have to really make anything specific. And I already feel a lot better than when we started the video. I feel happier. Of course, I'm hanging out with you guys and hanging out with Sam.
Yeah, I think that having something that you can crush to relieve some stress that can easily be put back into the shape after you crushed it, you're not hurting anyone or anything, is like a really valuable tool, and clay is the perfect manifestation of said tool.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have this clay, you're really free to make anything that you want, anything in your imagination. A dinosaur, a dog, a helicopter. The possibilities are infinite. Let's just take a moment here to make whatever you want. What did you make?
Rollerblade.
Nice.
I really like rollerblading a lot, so I made a rollerblade.
I really love Lucy a lot, so I made a Lucy.
So take your time and play as much as you want. So that's about the end of our video. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and playing with the clay and also making your clay. If you made your own clay, that's awesome. If you use Play-Doh, that's super great. You can just put the clay inside of a Ziploc bag and put it in the refrigerator, and then you have it to play with whenever you want. So remember, this video is here anytime you want to come play with us some more. And if your clay dries out, or if you want to make clay later in the future, remember the recipe is down in the description of this video.
Nice, stuck the landing. Thanks so much for joining us today in our mindfulness activity. I hope you had fun. I did.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you in the next one.
I'm Pat.
And I'm Sam.
Have a clayful day, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.